What's going on, film movie lovers, and welcome back to the Luke Ponto channel, here to bring you guys another video. And it is time for another Blu-ray haul, as I do every single month here on the channel. And I got a pretty big stack right here, you guys, so this is going to be fun. I can't wait to go through every single title I picked up in the month of May. Here we go. So, if you guys love videos like this, physical media content, movie reviews, live streams, watch-alongs, all that good stuff, hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell right next to it. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. So without any further ado, let's get into the haul. So first we're going to go over a couple of DVDs. And yes, I actually did buy a couple DVDs. So yeah, shocking. The first one I got is Orphan First Kill. Now, the reason why I bought this on DVD was because if you guys were watching the stream that I did with Movies and Train Studios when we did a watch-along for Cloverfield, we were originally supposed to do Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, but my Paramount Plus service was crashing by that time, so I figured in case that happens again, because I am planning to do watch-alongs of both the first Orphan, which is coming in pretty soon on Blu-ray, and this, I would have a physical copy of it in case the service keeps crashing. And I do really like this movie. I mean, at first I thought it was okay, but the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. And the way that they were able to make Isabelle Fuhrman look like a little girl again, even though she's a full-grown woman, was very impressive. So yeah, I do really like this movie. Once you get to that twist, whoo, you're in for a wild ride. Also, speaking of my buddy Movies and Train, something we got coming up on his channel also for watch-alongs, got the Mad Max 4-film collection on DVD. Also, I mean, I have Fury Road already, but I mainly needed it for 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, and I love the first two, and I absolutely adore Fury Road. That was one of my favorite films of all time. Thunderdome, not as good, but still pretty fun. Now, on to what you really came for, which is the Blu-rays. So, first up, I got the Magnificent 7 collection. So, ranging from all 4 movies, The Magnificent 7, Return to the Magnificent 7, Guns of the Magnificent 7, and The Magnificent 7 Ride. I have not seen any of these movies. I think I might have seen the first one, but it's been a really long time. But I have seen the 2016 version with Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, and Denzel. But I don't think I've seen any of the original movies, but I am planning to give them a watch here at some point soon, because I love a good Western. So yeah, I picked this up for $10, and I cannot wait to watch them. Next up, I picked up Yellowstone Season 5. This is technically Season 5 Part 1, because the second part is, because this season is actually not quite done yet. There's 6 episodes left, but they're going to use that for Season 5 Part 2, which I'm very excited about. I actually have not watched this season yet. I own the first 4 seasons. I have not gotten a chance to watch this season yet, even though I do really like this show. So, figured I'd pick it up, and I will give this a watch soon. Intersection. This is a very, very unheard of 90s thriller, romantic thriller with Richard Gere and Sharon Stone, directed by Mark Rydell. No one talks about this movie. This is actually a really good romantic thriller. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet, even if you love Richard Gere like I do. Keeping on the topic of underrated, we have The Count of Monte Cristo. Another really good little revenge flick from 2002. Directed by Kevin Reynolds, the guy that directed Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Waterworld, both with Kevin Costner. Great little period piece revenge movie with Jim Caviezel and Guy Pearce. You even get a very young Henry Cavill in here before, obviously, he became Superman. This is going to be kind of the common trend here with this haul, is underrated movies. So next up is Freaks of Nature. This movie has such a big cast. I mean, you got Nicholas Braun, Mackenzie Davis, Josh Fadem, Joan Cusack, Bob Odenkirk, Patton Oswalt, Ed Westwick, Vanessa Hudgens, and Dennis Leary. Really good cast, and this is a pretty fun little horror comedy. Basically, humans versus zombies versus vampires. That's all you need to know about this movie. Give it a watch. 88 Minutes, starring Al Pacino. I have never seen this movie before, but it was, again, very cheap on Amazon. It was like about $4.96, and I had a gift card, so I honestly did not even have to pay for this. So, yeah, pretty excited to check this movie out. I love Al Pacino, and I love a good little mystery thriller. So, yeah, it seems like a good combo for me. I'm really excited to check this movie out. Again, keeping on the topic of underrated, Copycat. Really good little serial killer movie directed by John Emile, who also directed The Core and Entrapment. And great cast assembled here. You got Sigourney Weaver, Holly Hunter, Dermot Mulroney, and Harry Connick Jr. Will Patton's also in this. I mean, yeah, you got a really good... William McNamara also. Really good cast and a very good movie. I did review this on the channel as well, so I'll leave a link in the description below that goes to the review. Go check this movie out also. It's on Hulu, same thing with Count of Monte Cristo. give this and Count of Monte Cristo a watch. I think you guys will really enjoy them. Once again, we're keeping on the topic of underrated. We got Phone Booth. Now, this is a really underrated Joel Schumacher movie. A lot of people remember Joel Schumacher for movies like Batman and Robin and how bad it is. But people don't talk about films like this or The Lost Boys, which he also directed, or even 8mm. Like, he should be remembered for these kinds of movies, not just Batman and Robin. But if you guys have not seen this movie, please check this movie out, and I highly encourage you guys to do so. It's really, really good. Rest in peace, Joel Schumacher. Iconic horror movies right here. We got The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. I finally own the first two Conjuring movies on Blu-ray because I have the third one back there, as you can see. I love both of these movies. These movies are instant classics in my book. Some of the scariest horror films I've seen also over the past, 10 years. One of the more important films to come out in 2022, which is She Said, with excellent performances by Carey Mulligan and Zoe Kazan, which I honestly will call were Oscar snubs, in my opinion. These two together were so incredible. This movie definitely gave me a lot of vibes to the movie Spotlight, which won Best Picture back in 2015. This movie kind of has that similar vibe to it, and I loved this movie. I've seen it twice already. Please, guys, if you guys have not seen She Said, what are you doing? It's on Amazon Prime for free right now. Please watch this movie. It's not going to be a watch all the time kind of movie, but it's definitely one you gotta at least witness once. Hi, Fritzky. Yep, Infinity Pool. Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool. One of my favorite movies so far this year. It's really crazy, wild, gnarly. A lot of words you can use to describe a Cronenberg movie is basically what this movie is. It's very out there and thought-provoking. So if you guys love Cronenberg type of movies or anything like that, you guys love wild sci-fi horror films, you're going to really enjoy Infinity Pool. So give this movie a try. Jesus Revolution. Speaking of my boy Fritzky, he did like this movie, and he did recommend me checking this movie out. I have not had a chance to watch this yet, and I do want to give this movie a try because it does look pretty interesting. So, yeah, there you go. I got Jesus Revolution. Now we got Friday the 13th Part 3 Steelbook, as well as Friday the 13th The Final Chapter Steelbooks. I did order the Steelbook for the first Friday the 13th, so that should be coming in here fairly soon, and because I haven't gotten it yet. But yeah, they got these two. I really like the Friday the 13th movies. Jason is one of my favorite slasher killers. Now, this one's a steelbook I really have been holding out on for a while, but when I went to Best Buy on my birthday, which you guys didn't know, this was my birthday month. When I went to Best Buy, this was right there, so I literally decided to just go ahead and pick it up. And that not being none other than the 4K steelbook of Reservoir Dogs. And this has the really awesome detail with the ear coming off. Yeah. Very, very creative steelbook here, and this is pretty much tied for being my favorite Tarantino movie, right up there with Inglourious Bastards, in my opinion. I absolutely adore Reservoir Dogs. As of recording this, I watched this movie last night. It still holds up really well, in my opinion. I mean, this was Quentin Tarantino's very first film that he ever wrote as well as directed, and man, it was off to the races from there, man. Absolutely love Reservoir Dogs. The four of us are here to prevent the apocalypse. Knock at the Cabin. This is the 4K steelbook of Knock at the Cabin. Love this freaking steelbook. And I genuinely love this movie. This is easily Shyamalan's best since Signs. And hot take, I actually do prefer this film over Signs, which I know a lot of people are going to be cussing me out by this point. But I loved this movie. I saw it in theaters with my dad. Really enjoyed it the first time. Second time I watched it was when it hit Peacock, and I liked it even more. So if you guys love Shyamalan and you thought he was, and you got kind of been fatigued of some of his films, even after he did stuff like The Last Airbender, The Happening, or After Earth, or if you guys are not like his latest film Old, check this one out. I really think you guys will be surprised with this movie. The Commuter. Found this at my Walmart for $10. It's a decent movie. It's nothing new when it comes to these Liam Neeson action thrillers. It's basically a lot like Nonstop, but this time it's obviously in a different scenario. You're on a train this time around. And also, it also kind of makes sense why it's a lot like Nonstop, because it is from the same director, Wame Colette Serra. But it's still a decent movie. It's nothing like super memorable, but it is still fun. Now we got a few MCU movies right here. We got Avengers Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man Homecoming. And again, shout out to Fritzky. This is his favorite MCU movie. I really like Age of Ultron. Don't get all the hate that this movie is surrounded with. This one is in my top 5 Marvel films. I absolutely love Doctor Strange, and plus, this was the movie that actually really opened up my eyes to the MCU and what they could really do with this type of storytelling and I love this movie. Spider-Man Homecoming is definitely the weakest one of the home trilogy for me, but it's not really a bad thing though, because each one installment of this trilogy, of this Spider-Man trilogy in the MCU, it just gets better and better as they go along, and Homecoming is just really, really fun. Michael Keaton's Vulture, they're here. Poltergeist on 4K. I finally own Poltergeist in my collection, you guys. I have never owned this movie, surprisingly, so finally picked it up on 4K. It was like about $18 at Best Buy, and the weirdest thing is, like, I mean, it makes sense though, but they always have like this little sticker on here for epilepsy warnings, and even on the discs, which I don't know if you guys can see or not, but I'm going to show you them really quick. Yeah, they have like these warnings like for epilepsy, like on both the 4K disc and the Blu-ray. Speaking of scary movies, I got a couple of Scream Factory 4Ks for you. First up is Dead Silence. This film is definitely the weakest James Wan film, but it is still really good. Like, I honestly really do not get the hate for this movie. I mean, yes, it's definitely corny and silly, but I kind of feel like if you're that being self-aware about how campy and silly this type of movie is, you're going to have a good time with it. Like, if you're vibing with it, this is your type of movie, and Dead Silence is definitely that movie. Speaking of silly, scary movies, Bubba Hotep. Now, this film is incredibly absurd. You basically have Bruce Campbell playing Elvis Presley, a fictionalized version of Elvis Presley, and he's fighting mummies. What more do you want? Now we got some new releases to cover. We got Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Not as good as the first Shazam in my opinion, but this is still a fun movie. I did enjoy watching this in the theater, and I really like this cover. This is the Walmart exclusive cover of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Really nice cover. Speaking of fun superhero movies that not a lot of people really liked, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I had a really good time with this film in theaters. I saw this movie twice. First time I saw it opening night with my family, and then I went with my best friend on a Saturday, the weekend it came out, and I really liked this movie. I mean, yes, some script problems definitely kind of bogged this film down for me, and I didn't really care for Michelle Pfeiffer's character in this movie. Yeah, there's definitely problems with this film, but as a fun little sci-fi adventure in the quantum realm, I had a good time with it. Operation Fortune, and also to kind of play into the fact I saw The Covenant earlier this month, another Guy Ritchie film. This, I would say, is about on par with The Covenant, because I really enjoyed this movie. I love Guy Ritchie, so what can I say? Then we got Creed 3. I'm so happy to have this in my collection, and this is the Walmart exclusive slipcover. Yeah, great movie. At first, this was my favorite Creed movie, but upon thinking about it and some of the controversy surrounding Jonathan Majors, I did lower my score for this movie. This is definitely my least favorite Creed movie. But I'm going to be honest, does that mean I hate this movie? No. This is still a great movie. It tells a really interesting story. Has some great boxing sequences, especially in the third act. Great movie. And last but certainly not least, we got Westworld Season 2 and Westworld Season 3. So now I am officially complete on the Westworld series, because I also have Seasons 1 and 4 also on 4K. I have not finished this show yet. I've only watched the first season, and I was waiting till I got all of the seasons on 4K, like all 4 seasons on 4K, before I decided to finish watching the show. And now that I finally have all 4 seasons now, because I had to get Seasons 2 and 3, I am finally going to be watching the show here pretty soon, so I'm very excited to watch it. Well, that's about it, guys. That is everything I picked up in the month of May. June looks to be stacked for sure, but I'm definitely going to try to slow down just a little bit here, but we'll see what happens. But thank you all so much for watching this video and your continued support of the channel. Once again, hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bar right next to it. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. You guys know what to do. And look forward to more videos here on the channel very soon, including more episodes of the Moviegoers Live Show, more watch-alongs, traditional movie reviews, all that good stuff. And so if you guys love that kind of content, you're in the right place. So once again, y'all, thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to see more content from me, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.